Hi, this is Misty Reich with Above and this week I am coming to you with another exercise that I think you'll enjoy. Again, surrounding this idea of getting to clarity on future and where we want to go. And it's very apropos that I'm coming to you not from London, but from my ranch in Texas, and specifically from the rocking chairs on my front porch, because the exercise that I want to share with you today we call the rocking chair. And it's an exercise that's helped me a ton as I've gone through the years trying to make decisions on big things, trying to get to clarity of what I really want in the future. And I'm going to smash it up with another exercise that I got from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read the book, it's good on audio. I would recommend that. But there's an exercise in that book that I think fits very well with the rocking chair mentality and exercise. So I thought I'd smash those together and give you something to work on. Again, I'm going to point you back to writing. All of this is going to be brought to life through journaling. And, again, it's such a powerful way to get to clarity, putting a pen to paper. The idea of thinking about what you want in the future can be really daunting if you're sitting trying to think forward and trying to think about thunder. It's all real now. If you're trying to cast your eyes forward and think of all of the things that you want and how to put that together, I find that really daunting. And so some years ago, I did an exercise where I imagined myself at the end of my career, sitting on a rocking chair on a porch, someplace lovely, feeling inspired, feeling fulfilled, feeling accomplished. And from that point, I imagined backwards. What was around me? Who was around me? In fact, this is how I made the decision whether or not I wanted to have children, is thinking about, do I want children around me? And the answer was yes for me. Do I want, to have a large family? Do I want a smaller family? Do I want to still be working, and in what capacity? What do I want to be able to reflect upon from the standpoint of my accomplishments and things that I've done? And doing that from the visual, that mental word picture of sitting on your porch and in your rocking chair, not in an old geriatric way, but in a really cool, accomplished way, I think can be so powerful. And I want you to mash that together with an exercise that's in Think and Grow Rich. Now, the exercise that he has you do is very, very focused on obtaining wealth. And that may be an objective that you're trying to brainstorm around. But I think we can take that and be much more specific. There are 6 steps in his process. And I'm going to give them to you in a more general format, less focused on money. The first step is to fix your mind on the goal. So again, you're sitting in your rocking chair, you're thinking about what you've accomplished. Fix your mind on what that is that you've accomplished and make it really vivid. Spend a minute thinking about, what does it feel like? What does it look like? Who has been part of that? Where have you been physically when you've accomplished those goals? That's the first step. So fix your mind, get really vivid about your goal. The second step is to brainstorm. If that's what you have accomplished and that represents the fullness of your hopes and dreams, what will you be willing to give in return? Okay, so for me, for example, part of my exercise around this is that I was willing and will be willing to travel and take some time away and to make some sacrifices in my time. And then I was quite specific about what I wouldn't sacrifice in that way. So what would you be willing to give in return of yourself to accomplish the goal that you want to achieve? That's step number 2. Step number 3, estimate a definite date when you intend to accomplish this goal. So when do you want to be sitting in your rocking chair? Is that when you're 40, when you're 45, when you're 55, when you're 70? When do you want to have accomplished this? That is step number 3. Step number 4, create a definite plan for carrying out your goal. Now, what I would say is this one took me a little bit more time, and does take me time even when I do this over and over again. And don't panic about trying to make it perfect. Really just spend a little bit of time saying, okay, now that I know what my master goal looks a bit like, what I want to have accomplished, and I have a sense of when I want to have accomplished that by, and what I'm willing to do in return for that, then what steps are going to be required? Just big milestones are going to be required to make that happen. So, step number 4, creating a plan for making your goal, uh, being able to accomplish your goal. And then step number 5, write all of that out in one statement. And I actually keep this. This is my Rocketbook journal that I do my morning pages in, and I keep my statement that I wrote out from my Think and Grow Rich exercise. It's a page, not really a statement. And I include this as one of my pages on my morning pages, which gets to step number 6. He says that you're supposed to read your statement out twice a day aloud. I don't do that. What I do is I write mine out once a day as part of my morning pages. And I feel like it's incredibly powerful. One, because it cements it in my mind, but probably the more powerful thing is that every time I write it out, I test out different aspects of that goal and tweak it. It gets a little bit different every time. It gets a little bit more refined. It gets updated based on what I know now. But in its core, in its essence, the direction is really all the same. And it's held true for a long time. So I keep mine with me and I rewrite it in my morning pages. And when I have the blessing of being in Texas at our ranch, my morning pages are written right here on the porch in my rocking chair. It's where a lot of inspiration comes from. And sometimes that's with a cup of coffee. Sometimes that's with a glass of wine, it's almost wine o'clock now. So with that, I'm going to say farewell. I'm going to say happy Independence Day if you happen to be an American celebrating the 4th of July, celebrating freedom that's been hard fought for a lot of us, and reflecting on the fact that not everyone still gets to enjoy that freedom. And not to make this into a political video, but I think really sitting here and reflecting on my gratitude for the blessings that I have and thinking about what I should be doing to contribute so that other people can get to the same place. And I suppose that's part of the reason why Amy and I are motivated to make videos like this, and hoping that we can share a little bit of something with you that'll help you get to where you're going and help you achieve your goals. And with that, I will say goodbye. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, Above and our website, aboveand.com. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.